Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbies and Kens, Chelseas of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast. I'm your host, John, and with me I have my co-host. Hey, please, we're here to practice the art of dance, not that hippity hop. Jay.
Hi.
For those of you just joining us, we are a podcast about Barbie movies. Every week, we watch one of the straight-to-DVD animated Barbie movies, and we rate its story, characters, animation, voice acting, and music to see how it stacks up. This week, we'll be talking about the 28th animated Barbie movie, Barbie and the Secret Door.
Yeah. Just before we begin, I'm a little bit sick this episode, so if I sound a bit off, that's why, but feeling ready to dive right into this.
Let's dive in.
Yeah, so this was released on September
16, 2014.
Yep. And it's directed by Karen J. Lloyd. This is the first Barbie movie directed by a woman, so that's kind of exciting. She had previously done a lot of storyboarding work for Princess and the Pauper, Princess Charm School, Pearl Princess, a few other Barbie movies. So she's kind of moving up the ranks here. And it was written by Brian Hofield, who he wrote a lot of like the Winnie the Pooh stuff from the 2000s and early 2010s, like Piglet's Big Movie. That was sort of the big credit to his name.
Yes.
And then also wrote several episodes of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Yeah, I don't love those episodes, but they are episodes.
Okay. Yeah, and we have music by Gabriel Mann and Rebecca Newell. You'll recognize those names if you've been listening to the last few episodes. And we have original songs here with lyrics by Gabriel Mann, Rob Hudnut, and Amy Powers. They've sort of been the people writing the music for a lot of these movies, so sort of the same group.
So let's dive into the story. Okay, so the story follows Amazon's Alexa, who is a princess who would rather stay in her room reading books all day than giving speeches or attending balls. In this film, she's due to make an appearance at the royal ball, but is struggling to learn the traditional waltz. Seeing this, her grandmother gives her a book about a princess who doesn't know she has magic. Alexa takes the book out into the garden, and a magic door suddenly appears on a rock. What a rock. Rather than continue her dance lessons, she goes through the door and ends up in a magical kingdom called Zinnia, kind of like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Or even
very
Narnia.
Similar. Yeah.
Very similar. Shortly after arriving, she meets a mermaid and a fairy, Nori and Rami, who have lost their wings and tail because the evil Princess Malusha has been stealing all the magic from the kingdom since she wants to be the only one with magic. This sounds like a familiar story. As a princess, Alexa also has magic and may be the only one at stopping Malusha. So they take her to their secret hideout where they are keeping 3 of the 4 magical unicorns that Malusha is looking for. These 3 unicorns are small. The big one is the big one.
Yep.
Yep. Meanwhile, Malusha's sniffers with odd noses capture a fairy, and Malusha steals her magic wings. And a short while later, the sniffers come back with news that they have found the queen unicorn, with the most powerful unicorns of all unicorns. Did we see the scene where they found her, or did they just show up saying they found it?
No, we see them, they like leave the grove that the unicorn was hiding in, and then Malusha is waiting outside for them.
Oh, okay. But it turns out it was only a hunch, but Malusha uses it to her advantage, setting the fairy free and following her. The fairy returns to the secret grove and warns everyone that Malusha knows where the queen unicorn is. Alexa, Nori, and Romy go to save the queen unicorn, not realizing that they are leading Malusha right to her. Malusha reveals herself, captures the unicorns, and steals the magic from everyone at the secret grotto. Malusha also tries to steal Alexa's magic, but is unable to because Alexa is a machine.
Yep.
Alexa almost gives up, but instead returns to Amazon and goes with Nori and Romy to confront Malusha. Malusha tries to steal Alexa's magic again, but Alexa realizes that every time she does so, her scepter cracks a little. And so Alexa does the ultimate sacrifice and lets Malusha steal her magic, which breaks the scepter. Alexa is then able to return everything to normal. Malusha's parents show up and scold Malusha. Alexa
Yep.
returns home, gives a speech, and dances at the ball. The end.
Yep. It's pretty simple story. It's that sort of classic otherworld. The main character has a lesson to learn in real life, so they go off to this magical fantasy world where they can learn the
Mhm.
lesson and then return.
Yeah, it's like it really feels like this is just Barbie in the pink shoes,
Yep. Or
but
Barbie Nutcracker.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
would
better.
say so.
Yeah, no. The story though, with having a villain wanting to steal all the magic from the land, just is a story that's from My Little Pony that came out this same year as well.
Oh.
Arguably the much better effect, although I prefer this ending versus the show's ending.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear some of those parallels.
Um,
Do you think it was at all intentional, given that they share a writer, or if it was just kind of like,
no. So the writer doesn't show up into the show till like a few years later.
okay,
Um, but they did do this story again with ponies, with a similar character to Malusha,
okay,
but not as good.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot to say about the story here.
Yeah, no.
It Alexa has a good character arc, and I think that's sort of important here. Where a lot of Barbie movies, the Barbie character doesn't have a big arc, so it's nice to
Mm-hmm.
see Alexa has this arc.
Yeah, I didn't
So
really realize what the arc was until the end of the film. Because
okay,
I got to like 2/3 of the movie, and I was like, wait a minute. So what does this have to do with her learning how to dance? And then I realized what it was at the end. It's like, oh, okay, that's what it
yeah,
was. Her being confident to be a princess.
yeah. She has the Mariposa arc to a certain extent.
Yeah, not as strong,
No,
but she just has to find her duty and such.
yeah, and yeah, I mean the story is, I think, well told. It's interesting. This is one of the longer Barbie movies, and I think it kind of, you feel that length a little bit, like they have a bit of room to breathe.
Yeah, especially during some of the songs. This is a musical, by the way,
Yep,
so some songs will take longer than they should.
yep. But even just like, I paused like about 10 minutes before the end to like get up and grab some water, and it was like there she was just finishing everything, or like just, well, what was it? It was like right after she defeated Malusha. There's still like
Hmm.
10 minutes left of
Oh yeah,
wrap up that they're doing, which it worked for me, but
yeah.
you
The
definitely
film
felt
works.
it.
The film works. It's like we said. It's the basic use of the story structure, similar to Alice in Wonderland, specifically maybe even the Tim Burton one.
Yeah, I think it has that, like, the Tim Burton specific story beats.
Even it has like a Tim Burton look, but if Tim Burton had color.
Yeah, if Tim Burton barfed up a rainbow, this
Yes.
movie would be that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But I was watching the film and thinking, that's either Dr. Seuss or Tim Burton. Maybe they're
Yeah.
both the same.
Or honestly, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, who the production designer is and why that's significant.
Yes, we'll talk about that. I looked at it briefly. It looked really
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's not much for me to say about the story. I don't know if I'm fond of the ending with Malusha and the parents showing up.
Okay, I was.
I liked the joke of like, oh, you're trying to take over the kingdom again, but I didn't really care or like that it was just shrugged off as a
Yeah.
joke.
To
I
to
wanted something a little
me,
bit more.
what I liked about it is that it's like she is defeated in the end, but she doesn't really learn her lesson. Like I don't know. I think it's easy to be like, oh look, the villain got defeated and now they're gonna be good. Especially in the Barbie movies. Here it's like, oh no, she's not even necessarily the problem. It's her parents who are just kind of like, oh Malusha, you tried to take over the kingdom again? Ah, silly you.
They just leave her alone all the time, it seems.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I gave the story a 3.5 out of 5. I thought
Yeah.
it's solid. It's not. It's just solid. It's not as strong as other entries. I think I would put Pearl Princess slightly above this one, but
Yeah, I put it on a 3.5 as well. I think we've seen better, though. I didn't dislike this one at all.
no, no.
But yeah, next up we have the characters. We already talked a bit about Alexa. But yeah, the first thing I was like is, oh, she's a character who I don't think they're going for this, but she has a lot of the like signs of social anxiety where she's just like she stays in her room and wants to read books rather than interact with people. But then obviously the story of the movie is her having to overcome that. So
Hmm.
then maybe the similarities get a little bit less useful.
Yeah, yeah. There's not much to say about her. Like you said, she is similar to Mariposa, and that's about it.
Yeah, I like her arc here. I like that they give her a big arc and that the movie is focused on that arc
Hmm.
rather than just kind of like it happening in the background.
Yeah, no, she works as a character. I didn't have many or if any flaws with her,
Yeah.
and I like the solution of the magic overpowering the scepter.
Yeah. And I even like the way it shows her learning how to use her magic,
Hmm.
sort of testing it out, different things like that.
Yeah,
Next we have Nori and Romy, which I don't remember which is which, and I don't care enough to check on it.
I
But they're
assume Nori is the mermaid.
yeah, because that's the mermaid in um
Mermaidia.
Mermaidia, yeah. Which Alexa was also the name of one of the characters in Diamond Castle.
Yes, but
So
still,
they're
Alexa.
reusing, yeah. And I think I don't know. Now I need to look up when Amazon's Alexa
It's
because
similar.
I don't think it was.
Before it was Siri.
Yeah, which we haven't had a Princess Siri thus far.
One day.
But yeah, I'm gonna initial release November 6, 2014. Wait,
Ooh,
when was the release date of this movie?
September.
Oh, just under the wire there.
Just under the wire, but close.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, they're classic sidekicks.
yeah. They even have the dynamic of like one's the smart one and one's the clumsy one.
Yeah,
I do like the bit that Nori, who used to be a mermaid, now has trouble walking.
although it's used way too much.
Oh yeah, yeah, but
For
it's
sh-
fun. It makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. There's not much to say
There's
about them besides one of them's voiced by Ashley Ball, which is
yep.
always fun.
Um, and there's also a weird reference to Titanic with
Oh yes,
with It's I think it's Roby on the flying lily pad. I'm the queen of the world.
Yeah, and also we had a little Aladdin
Yes.
reference in there.
And then the bloopers had a
Oh,
Gremlins reference.
there were bloopers. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so for this one, I happen to have the DVD for this one. So
Hmm.
for the last few, I have it, but they do have outtakes on most of them. And on this one, it was the little bouncy bibble type things.
Yes.
Nori is introducing them to Alexa and is like, "Hey, these things like um don't get them wet, don't shine light on them, and don't feed them past midnight,
Hmm.
or they'll turn into that." And then points at like the big purple things that serve Malusha.
Yeah. No. Those little ugly things, like they show up, and my immediate reaction is like, "What the heck is that thing?" I don't know who designs these creatures. They get worse every time.
Yep. I think the purple big ones are a little bit
But they're
better.
fine. They're fine.
Most of
They're
the creature design here is fine. The bibble things are not.
they're like giant red pandas
Yeah.
from Island Princess.
Yeah, that's actually a good comparison. Just purple and yellow, which is always a cool color combination, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not much to say on Nori and Romy. If you've seen any other Barbie movie where there's two sidekicks,
Yeah.
you've seen these characters.
There are even two other sidekicks that were there for like 1 minute.
Yeah, Barbie's handmaids who sit out most of the movie.
But then dance at the end as if they were main characters.
Yep. Now, speaking of main characters, we get the actual star of this movie, Malusha.
Malusha.
I mean, just so different from any Barbie villain we've seen.
Yeah, a nice change of pace.
Like we've had all of these like big grandiose, I'm gonna rule the world, wahahaha. But no, Malusha's just like an entitled brat who's super
Yeah.
whiny.
Yeah. No. Yeah, this is like a type of villain format that's used in a lot of other shows,
Yeah,
but just hadn't made it to this show yet. This film series yet, which I'm surprised given how
yeah,
many films we've had. Although half of the villains are the exact same, voiced by Kathleen Barr. Uh,
yeah,
so I hear they changed it up, and it was a funny character.
yeah. And the reveal of it, because they
Yes.
make you wait for it,
Hmm.
because you're initially thinking, oh, Malusha, she's stealing all the magic, must be like
It's like,
Laverna type.
what kind of design is this character gonna have?
And then they like zoom into the castle, and there's this like this huge big dress, and then they zoom in, and it's like, no, it's a child. And
Yeah,
then the dress like unfurls, and it's like she's sitting at the top of some stairs.
I was looking at the cast and was thinking, Tabitha St. Germain, villain. I wonder what that's gonna be like. It
Yeah,
was not what I was thinking.
yeah. I don't know. I had fun with her as the villain. I
Yeah, I
think
had
she
fun
might
with
have
her.
been the best part of the movie, or at least had the best scenes.
She's not my favorite villain, but she's just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is also like part of the animation, which we'll get to that when we get to that. But the animation for the villain, especially, really worked.
yeah, yeah. She's just like I don't know, something about her being just so different from all of the other Barbie villains just really works here.
Yeah, she just wants all the magic. That's it.
Yep. And a nice cake with her face on it.
Yeah, yeah, cake with a face.
But
There
yeah,
you go.
her scout sort of people are the sniffers
Yeah.
who roll around. I don't know. I thought they had a fun dynamic, but I'm very glad we didn't see more of them.
Yeah, no. They were utilized to what they were doing.
Yeah, I like the bit where one of them tells the other, if you don't find those unicorns, Malusha will use you to clean the floors. And then we cut to his imagining of it, and she's using him to vacuum with his long
Yeah,
nose.
that was fun. But no, they were just bickering the entire time, which isn't
Yeah,
always fun to see. You know, they're your basic goons of this film.
yeah,
Yeah, unlike the other goons of this film, which aren't really goons.
yeah. The main one is Grodlin, who's kind of the butler of
Mm-hmm.
the castle Malusha lives in. He's kind of the one who's just kind of sitting back and like rolling his eyes every once in a while, or face palming every time she does something wrong.
Yeah, it's also very interesting. Is that you in other films you have a very clear, oh, these are the villains, goons, and they're annoying. But no, these are just these giant purple guys that just they don't really care.
Yeah,
They're just doing like rolling their eyes. It's like, oh my gosh, really?
which the reveal that like Malusha isn't even the one in charge; it's her parents. Like that's totally what you would imagine if.
It it works really well because it's like,
Yeah,
oh, so that's why they're with her. It's because they work for the king and
yeah,
queen.
and it's like they're babysitting, but they aren't really qualified to be babysitting, so they're just kind of like, oh, king and queen told us to do whatever Malusha wants, so I guess we're doing this now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't really want to. The baker guy leaves like sobbing at one point because she doesn't like the cake he made.
Yeah, they get abused all the time.
Yeah, you feel for them at a certain
Yeah.
point. Yeah, there aren't a ton. Oh, go ahead.
No, they were enjoyable to watch, especially the
Yeah,
leader and his interaction with the princess.
yeah. No, there aren't a ton of other characters to spotlight, but I did want to talk about Brookhurst, who's the butler for Alexa's castle.
Yes.
And I like his dynamic with Alexa because it's very clear that he's looking out for her,
Mm-hmm.
and just the way he treats her and is very understanding of her. I thought it was nice, and it's not something that the movie highlights. It's basically only showed in like the way he looks. But
Yeah.
I thought it was like a sweet little thing to have.
Yeah, there's not much to say about him. He's just there. He's the butler. He's gone for most of
Yeah,
the film, so you don't really think about him.
yeah. I don't know if you had any other characters to talk about. There weren't a ton of memorable characters here.
No, there weren't a whole ton of them. We had a giant unicorn.
Yep,
We had
the
the dance
Christmas and
instructor.
the yes, who we'll talk about him in the voice acting section, but he doesn't really have much character here.
We had the grandmother, who acts
Yep,
like a grandmother.
yep. She's the classic Barbie magical old lady,
Yeah,
like from Pink Shoes.
pink shoes. She's also the musketeer. I think she's
Yep.
designed after the musketeer lady.
Yeah, I
They're
think it's
similar,
the same or very similar model.
very similar. Even probably similar of voice actress as well.
Yeah.
I didn't check, but yes,
So yeah,
that's about
overall,
it.
like I gave the characters a 4 out of 5. I think a lot of that is for Malusha, who's just a very creative villain for these Barbie movies to kind of be adding in.
Hmm. I gave the characters a 3.5. I didn't find anything terrible with them, but they could be there could be more interesting side
Yeah.
characters, but they all work for what they're trying to do. So, it's solid.
Yep. So next up we have animation, and here's where I wanted to bring up a name that we've talked about him before, but we're gonna talk about him again for a bit here because this is his last Barbie movie.
Oh, it is.
Walter P. Marthisius, yeah. He has worked on almost every Barbie movie so far as
Walter P.
either the
Marthisius.
either the
Hmm.
production designer or the art director. and then occasionally as just the director. Um, but yeah, he has done a ton of work on a bunch of these movies, and you could actually I have the link that I'll put in the show notes, but he has a website where you could see some of his concept art, and it's really cool.
It is really cool. I looked at some of his stuff for Perfect Christmas. And I'm thinking, this looks better than the film. What
Yeah, a
happened?
lot of it, especially the early ones or the ones with limited budget, you can see how like the concept art works, and then you go to the actual movie, you're like, okay, they couldn't quite execute what's in the concept art.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think for Secret Door, you look at the concept art and you're like, okay, yeah, that looks exactly like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was important to bring him up here because he has been so instrumental in defining the vibe of every single one of these Barbie movies. Again,
Yeah.
except for like I think Princess Diaries, he did, or not Princess Diaries, Barbie Diaries. He didn't work on that one, and there was another one, but I don't quite remember. But every
Mm-hmm.
other one of these Barbie movies, he has been working on. Yeah, there's definitely like you start to see similarities. Like the stuff here looks very similar to Fairytopia.
Oh yeah. I thought that the magical land was more like Fairytopia.
Yeah,
I'm curious what his original design for Fairytopia is, though. Let me see. Wow,
yeah, and
that's
the
gorgeous.
yeah, and the concept art is like I don't think it's everything because there's only like a handful of things per category, but
This is stupidly gorgeous. What happened?
I mean, I think part of it is budget, though there are definitely times where you can see like they'll just use his concept art as like a still
Yeah.
image, which is kind of
Yeah.
neat as well.
Mm.
And then I think he does some 3D modeling as well because some of his stuff will have 3D modeling in it.
Yeah, it looks like he also did some work for the My Little Pony movie,
Yep.
which um I don't think that fully translated as maybe
Not
some of the
not
color
quite.
palettes. Not quite. Partially because by the time that film came out, there was already an established look for ponies.
Yeah.
This is not as similar. Takes some variations, but no, gorgeous artwork still.
Yeah. And yeah, it's worth I'll leave the link to his website here and I'll tweet it out as well just because
Mm-hmm.
I think it is kind of fun. And you could even there's like an animation homepage that I'll send the link to, but then along the side there's also like there's some Barbie stuff in the concept art 2 and 3, I think in the 4 as well. um just kind of cool to see.
Man, that Mariposa one looks great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's also like he's done work for live action movies. He did stuff for the house with the clock in its walls.
Mm-hmm.
So there's stuff for there as well. And it's just kind of I don't know, it's fun to look, for me at least, to look at these things and be like, oh, here's what it looked like in the concept art stage, and here's what the final thing looked like. How did they translate it? Did they translate it well? Did they make changes?
Wow. Man, now I'm thinking some of these films are very inferior.
Yeah, there's
Because, like,
definitely, especially the early
no.
ones.
These designs, though, they're really nice. Yeah, anyway, he does great stuff. His work is all over this film. Uh, very artistically designed, very Wonderland esque.
Yep.
Like we were saying, Tim Burton, Dr. Seuss esque designs, especially with the curvatures and a lot of candy cane swirls.
Yeah. And I think overall the animation quality is very good here.
Very good, yeah. Facial
Like,
expressions are great. They're almost at the level that I liked them at Princess Charm School.
yeah. character models are good. There's a lot of
Yes.
dynamic camera movement and angles. I love when they're able to do that, and even like the framing of shots.
Mhm.
That's always fun when they find interesting ways to move
Yeah.
the camera and to have characters popping in and out of frame.
Yeah. Malusha is just the way they animated Malusha, even Barbie, just really well done. Just the
Yeah,
subtle movements, just something we've been missing in the past few films.
yeah. Well, Pearl Princess had some good
Yeah,
animation, but
Pro Princess is like this is I put these two similar.
yeah,
I think
I
Pearl
think
Princess I preferred the visuals in that one.
yeah, and this is where I get into my sticking point with this movie, and that it's colorful, but I think it's maybe a little bit too colorful.
Oh, there's so much color.
Yeah, and it's just like everywhere, and it doesn't always like it's not always complementary colors.
Yeah, the sniffers. I like the color for one of them, but they reverse the color for the other one, and it's like, I don't think that looks as good.
Yeah, and even just like the wide shots of the land, it's just like, oh, that's a lot of color in a
A
little
lot of
space,
color.
and it doesn't. I don't know if it's just that I'm sick, but I think my eyes are starting to hurt a little bit. Maybe we could
Yeah,
have dialed it back a little bit.
it's like a candy shop.
Yeah. Which I think for the target audience, I think they're gonna love it. But for me, it was just like, ooh, that's a bit too much.
That's an interesting shade of blue and green,
Yeah. And
pink,
orange and pink.
and every other color in
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it was. And I don't want to be too harsh because this is Walter P. Marthish's last movie of these Barbie movies, not last ever. But yeah, the colors were maybe a bit too much, but at the same time, I mean, he got a chance to just go wild with the colors, so hey,
Hmm.
that's something.
Yeah. No, it was creative.
Yeah,
I felt like there was a distinctness between the main world and the colorful world.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, overall, I gave the animation a 4.5 out of 5. That point 0.5 that's bringing it down is definitely the overuse of color.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.8, which is the same as Pearl Princess.
Oh, sorry, I gave the animation a 4. I was looking at the wrong category.
Hmm. Solid. The color is a
Yeah,
bit much, but no, really well done.
yeah. Next up, we have the voice acting, and Kelly Sheridan once again returning as the protagonist here. And
Hmm.
once again, she's great. I kind of wish that they found a better singing voice
Yeah,
who's better
no.
matched to her. The
Especially since she's the only character who doesn't sing.
Yeah. So we have Brittany McDonald, who I believe has worked on a few of these other Barbie movies as sort of the
Mm,
singing voice.
I think
Maybe not,
so.
but yeah, definitely not the best match we've seen.
Yeah, not the best match. It was very clear that she was singing this with a different actress.
Yeah,
But no, everyone else they sung. Tabitha sung, Ashley Ball sung, which I was really happy for. As soon as she started to sing, I'm like, yes! Wrote that down. She's singing. And then Tabitha sung. I'm like, oh, really? Tabitha's singing. Interesting.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you said before that Kelly Sheridan can sing, so I do kind of wonder why they don't have
She
her.
can sing, but she's probably not as elite as the
Yeah,
others. Maybe.
but that's fair. I do wish they had found like get Melissa Lyons back
Hmm.
from Princess
Yes.
and the Pauper.
Well, maybe she was doing other stuff. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's probably doesn't want to come back for Barbie and the Secret Door.
Yeah. Probably the musical style of this film probably doesn't match her.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Yeah, no, the music is very modern.
Yeah, which we'll talk about in the music category. But
Yeah.
anyway, next up we have in terms of voice actors, I wanted to spotlight. We have Tabitha St. Germain,
Yeah.
who I mean, this is the perfect character for her to play.
Hmm.
Like just the perfect match of her voice and the character. And
Yeah.
she really gets to let loose on sort of that like little kid annoying brat,
Hmm.
the whole 9 yards. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, she brings this character together. I could imagine this character being much more annoying,
Yeah.
even by having professionals such as Tara Strong voicing. I would probably not enjoy the character as much.
Yeah, she finds a good balance because she
Hmm.
is in a lot of the movie, so you don't want her to be too grating, but you do want her to sort of get on your nerves a little bit because
Hmm.
she is the villain ultimately. But yeah, I thought she did fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to spotlight. He only has a few lines, but Jay Brazo plays Mr. Primrose, the dance instructor. He's a Canadian actor known for Watchmen, Insomnia, and My Little Pony. He's in a few episodes of that. And the accent he finds is just so funny. The way he delivers the line of
Hmm.
"We're here to learn the art of dance, not that hippity hop." I
Hmm.
can't quite do the voice, but I thought that was just so funny.
Yeah. Other voices that I would spotlight would be Ashley Ball, as usual.
Yep.
Just because she sings in this one, I had to say that. Also, this film is also the return of surprisingly Andrew Francis, who I think voiced Ken in the very first few,
Oh, maybe. I didn't
very
look
early.
that
He
up.
hasn't been in Barbie in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have returning players like Jonathan Holmes.
Mm,
He's been in a few Barbie movies. Christopher Gaze is back. I believe Ellie King has been in a few as well.
I think so too.
So yeah, a few returning people. Ali Liebert. But yeah, I thought the voice acting was excellent overall. So I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I give it a 4, which is my good number
Yep.
for voice acting. On to the music, which is this film is a musical, which
Yep.
is I guess interesting. They do use the music appropriately in that what's featured in the songs helps elevate the character motivations and a bit of the
Yeah.
story. But one, the music is modern and it doesn't quite match the surroundings of the environment. And two, some of the songs go on a bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like the
agree with
song
both.
I Have Magic plays 3 times in this film.
Yeah.
It's a
It,
catchy song, but did we need it? No.
yeah, and I like that this is a musical. I always like when these are musicals, but this is one of the weaker ones for me,
Mm-hmm.
just in terms of like, yeah, it's again, the music is a bit too modern. I wish they had kind of gone for more of a timeless feel like Princess and the Pauper.
Well, it's less of it being modern and more so maybe they could try and twist it to where it sounds more like the environment of the land.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I was getting like Owl City vibes, and this is not an Owl City
Yeah.
vibes movie.
Well, the first song I was listening to, and I was thinking, this sounds like a modern Christian worship song, except there's more lyrics.
Yeah, it's I don't know. There is a disconnect between the songs and the actual like environment around it and the story going on. Which yeah, I wish they had just done it a little bit differently. Though I can understand why they went the direction they went. But
I don't think the songs are terrible. There's a
yeah,
couple interesting boppers like Magic. Got Magic,
yep.
that's a bopper. But yeah, no, I don't think it really works too well.
Yeah,
It's also
I
very obvious when a song happens.
oh yeah, yeah. I thought it worked fine, but I think it could have worked a lot better. So I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, and I give it a 3.5, which is still decent.
Yep. So my final score is a 20 out of 25, which is an 80% or a 4 on our 5-star rating. That gets it to about halfway through my rankings, like halfway up. So
Yeah, I give it a 18.3, which is a 73% or 3.6 5-star rating, which is somewhere on my list. I don't know.
yeah, it's number 11 on your list. It's just outside your top 10.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, which I always find it interesting where these end up in our rankings because they are like our scores week by week. We aren't necessarily comparing all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, at least I sometimes will like finagle my scores to get stuff higher or
Mm.
lower, but I don't think you do that at all.
No. If anything, I'd ever only do it for lower.
Yeah.
But no, I don't do it that often. I compare it with my others just to make sure I'm doing it correctly. But no.
Yeah. Yeah, and it actually ends up number 8 on our overall rankings. I think that's partially because that includes like our overall rankings includes when we have guests on, so sometimes that bumps the score down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think when we compare it to ours, it's in the middle of the pack for both of us.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening. Please make sure to follow us on social media. We're Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram, at Binging Barbie on Twitter, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd, where you can find an up-to-date list of our Barbie movie rankings. We will be back next week to talk about Barbie's first superhero adventure. Oh boy. Barbie Princess Power.
Yeah, we'll see about this one. I'm curious.
Yeah, I already have things to say, specifically when it comes to the superhero genre in cartoons.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious about this one because we're on a run of this is the second or maybe third in a row of Barbie movies where I went in with pretty low expectations and was pleasantly surprised.
I'm not expecting this to
So
be the
yeah,
same
I
next
don't know.
week.
Yeah, I'm thinking this one might be a bit of a doozy, but we'll see.
I already have a gripe against against it, just for its concept. So we'll see.
Well, yeah,
But
thank you for
anyway,
listening.
yeah, thank you guys for listening. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.